All right, we are in the 2022 Easter tournament, and it is Monday's qualifying round. I'm going to use it as a practice round. Dunner's wiped out today, so we're going to play tomorrow. So I thought I'd practice today. I did some walkthrough stuff, individual videos. I was trying to get it all done. It took me all frickin' day to do it. So we will see. We will see what the deal is. So the first goal is always, I have very limited time on these holes. So my first goal is just to pick clubs and balls and see where I can get. So what I'm trying to do this week is I really want to see, especially on the days we have tailwind. It's probably not possible on days we don't have tailwind, but on any day that we have tailwind, I'm going for this shot to see if I can just make it over the edge and roll down. I want to see if it's possible to get on in one. But any day where we have any kind of a headwind, I'm probably going to be shooting into this gap to try and end up down here, or I may just shoot for the spot. I'm not sure. We'll play it by ear. Play it by ear. Hole number one. So let's see which way's the wind blowing. We got tailwind today, so today is a day. Today is the day we can do, we're bringing out the big albatross ball. We don't need a lot of, and that's the biggest topspin, biggest hitting club that I have. Extra mile, extra mile. Hole number one. Now, I'm going to tank today's round. Today is just a practice round. I don't want to qualify today. But if I do get on some, like, where I make a couple of these first three or four holes, I might change my religion. It is raining hard outside. And cold for where I live, so it feels real cold. I mean, you can just shoot it out into this area and lay it up. It seems to me that you can make it over straight ahead into this fairway. You can run your topspin out and you can get right down out here in this area. See if my opponent can get to where they want. I like the fact that they're going the opposite direction as me. That way we can see the hole in two different ways. Very nice. They have a very, very short shot from right there. I'm not sure what that shot looks like. Let's see what we got going on here. All of the topspin. Let's see where my bounces are at. 2, 3. I'm going to do a one ring pull. And then we'll put the forward wind back in. Hit it 1 to 2 rings great to the left, about 75,000 rings. Yes, you can make it over to the other side. I needed a little teeny bit of right hand curl right there. The ball, when it came down that slope, it wanted to, the way that it was coming in there, and the terrain, it wanted to go to the left. But if I'd had a little bit of curl on it, I might have been able to drastically increase how close I was to the hole. But it is possible to get over that if you can hit over that with just a little teeny bit. And that little teeny bit of headwind helped big time. I still got a shit ton of work to do. This course, this hole, the green, from just what I saw right there, has a ton of undulations on it. I might be on the good side of it though. Where am I at in my club? There's max. There's mid. I'm in that mid range. Mid, it's 2.4 per ring, so that'd be about a ring and a half. Hitting it perfect. El Perfecto. In the hole. Woo! Look at that. Getting an eagle. Right off the bat, I'm going to put my perfect glasses on. Maybe I will qualify today. Who knows? We'll see how the round goes. That is definitely the shot right there. All right. Hole number 2. What do we got in store for hole number 2? What is hole number 2? All right, these par 3s are probably going to eat my lunch because it seems to me that, all right, I'm going to try a power 2 ball so that I've got some of those turkey balls so I can lay the wind down. But I'm going to shoot off of this island, and I think I'm 3 rings off on the front and the back, and I was like 3.5 rings off on the side. I've only got one side spin with the turkey ball, and I think I have a bobble ball as well, but I think it only has one side spin as well. So try and cut that wind down so I can hit off the island, and I'm going to use a rocket. A rocket. You won't hear that very often. There's a couple holes in here, I think, where the rocket might be the club. Let's make sure I have a rocket bag. Rocket bag. The rocket. I'm sure sniper's not going to come up, but I don't need that. And I'm going to bring one of those turkey balls. And I'm going to do a plus 30. 1.3 times whatever the wind is. Divided by... What am I dividing it by? I think it's 1 point... I'm pretty sure I'm in minimum club, so let's go. That's actually a club that I don't shoot very often. Let me go check out my rocket wind chart. I'm using a 2 power ball. It's a level 10. I'm at minimum club. 2 power ball. 1.5. 1.4, 1.3. Let me write those numbers down. 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. And I'm going to do it wherever I'm at in my club. And we'll see the deal, and then I'll work the wind from there. But I'm not really sure what I'm going to do here. I have my opportunity for epic fail on some of these par 3s is huge. Hole number 2, playing it. All right, I need the rocket and a turkey ball. Here we go, getting out on the course. I go first, but of course. Okay, there's man. There's max, so I'm eking towards max, so it's 1.3 per ring equals divided by 1.3, 1.8 rings. .8. I guess with that ring set, it's just the straight up wind. Hitting it perfect. See how close we can get. Just a bit outside. And I noticed that before with that backspin that it was, if I ran it so that it terminated right at the cup, it was actually short. So I ran it past it a little bit. Close. And that was close to a 1-to-1. So I did a 30%, and it's 1.3 per ring. So those balance out. So it's just whatever the wind is. I'll have to go back and watch the video and see where I set that. I actually had the terminating bounce with that backspin was actually past the cup. See if my opponent can get in the hole. And that's going to roll off. Whew, I got lucky. They got lucky. Into hold. All right, I have 0 notes for hole number 3. None. Excuse me. Need something to drink. Coffee. Isn't it perfect? Into hold. Little beach cap on. Bucket hats. All right, what is hole number 3? Hole number 3. All right. It seems to me that where I was trying to get to, if I remember correctly, was down into this zone so that I had this shot coming in, and it's hard to get on the other side of the sand so that you have a straight up shot to it, but you have one bounce on this side of the sand, and then it's pretty easy when you're down here on the tip, but you have lots of room if you're in this area to come through here. I can't remember what I was doing to the cup. I'm just going to take a straight up shot to the cup, and then we'll see where we're at. But I'm pretty sure that's the zone that I'm looking for down there. I think I can do this with a 4-power ball. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. We're getting headwind. Let me try a 4-power ball. I'm sure a 5-power ball would work, but I've got a bunch of the 4-power balls. So let's take one of them suckers instead. Off we roll. Hole number 3. Hole number 3. Brew surf right off the bat. If I can get out on the course, I go first. I don't think it's possible with a headwind. Maybe. Maybe. Two 7. All right, let's see if we can fight the wind. Isn't it perfect? Even just a little teeny bit of wind down there can change where you can go. That's why sometimes, especially if you play not enough curl. I wanted to use my APOC, but it doesn't have as much topspin, so I give up something. I get a little teeny bit more distance, raw distance, but the topspin distance there would be big. Power 5 ball would have worked better. I don't know if I can recover from there. This will be a good test to see if you can recover from that area. If I can make this fairway right here, I can recover. But if I can't make it over to that side, then it's going to be difficult. Difficult. It might be a great opportunity to do a max overpower hook, and then maybe I am practicing today. That was a prime lesson right there. In tournament time, you can't chintz on the ball if you have a certain ball that you're playing with. That would have been better with a 5-power ball. I am in trouble. I am in trouble. Max clubs about 2 per ring, so that'd be right at a ring and a half. Hit it like 75,000 rings, great to the right. And it's so easy to go from the rough, from the sand to the rough, from the sand to the sand, from the rough to the rough, from the rough to the sand. I still got a great shot from there. I got to recover. I'm gonna see if I recover right here. This will determine whether or not this is a good round, or Dunner's gonna get to play me tomorrow. Here we go. Can I recover? I have it in me. Okay, where am I at my club? There's max. There's mid. So I'm at about the 3/4. And I've been hitting, I was hitting 3 and it was too, that was too much. And I started 2 and sometimes it's not quite enough. So I'm going to say maybe 2 1/4 a ring. So 3.2 divided by 2.25. Like a ring and a ring 4. And I hit it 1 ring straight to the right. Arrgh. I would have been close. I would have been close. All that effort and then didn't hit it perfect. So you never get to see. Arrgh. I guess today is a practice round. It was supposed to, it started off as a practice round, but I hit that eagle on hole number 1. And it changed me. All right, hole number 4. Hole number 4. I probably need to start tanking shots if I'm going to. I'll start missing putts. Hole number 4. All right, I'm hitting to this little island right here. And if I remember correctly, going to the cup, there's a red line issue going to the cup. So if I had a 2 power ball, which is more than enough to get out to here, my red line was right in the rough where I was trying to do. So my wood was on the green and my long iron wasn't quite there. Now, if you had a Goliath, this is a perfect spot for a katana and a Goliath because there was enough room. Your red line was right on the green. So you had a little teeny bit of room to work out some headwind with your Goliath, and it's like 2 per ring, so you don't have to make big adjustments with it. And so a 2 power ball would work fine if you use a Goliath. But if you don't use a Goliath, you need to bring out a 3 power ball so you can push your red line forward to get to that spot. I'm going to bring out a Titan. Titan, the king of balls. That's right. You heard it right here. This tournament is sponsored by Titan. Select a Titan. I'm going to take my number 2 bag. Which way's the wind blowing? We got tailwind. So on that last hole, we need an extra mile and we need a power 5. I have no idea what the second shot is. because I tanked it. What do I have notes on this hole? I've got Rock Kingmaker, 4 topspin, plus 10 on the drive, minus 5 to the cup. That's all the notes that I have. I don't have any club or anything for that. And a Kingmaker would help right here. It'll help cut the wind down a little. The shot to the cup's actually going to be pretty side-ish. Quite a bit of side spin, or side wind. What is that ball? It's a power 4 ball. I just think if you hit out straight forward, you're taking the risk of getting behind those trees. And I don't think that does you any good. Unless you're going to get way far forward. This will be good that my opponent's hitting out here because we can get to see what the deal is with the trees. See, it just looks like those trees are in the way, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Hey, there's Max Rock. 4 topspin. .8 doing plus 10, so it'd be about 4.2. There's 4.2. Hitting it perfect. Just see if we can bleed it out through that rough. Just get out there on that fairway pad. Have a nice clean shot right to the cup. No freaking trees in our way. I'm curious to see whether those trees are in my opponent's way. They're far enough back from them that they're high enough in their arc. They're going right over the top of them. And that curl might not help them. That curl might put them into that tree on the left, which they were missing. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to hit some out there. I'm going to have to come out on a round and just be willing to go out there and hit some shots out into that. Okay, I'm doing minus 5 to the cup. And I am right at max. Minus 5, so that'd be 1.3. So it'd be about 2.4. Hitting it perfect. And I should have left that on there if I'd hit that straight up. I'd have been right there on it. Straight up. Plus 0. Close. I should have paid attention to what my opponent was doing on that shot that they did. I'm not sure why they had to put all that curl and stuff on it. It seems like they had to put a lot of movement on their ball. I was looking at the trees and I wasn't paying attention to how they were setting the shot up. In the hole, birdie. All right, all right. What hole are we on? Hole number 5. Hole number 5. Let's check out hole number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're doing a rough bump on this one as well. And in headwind, I'm doing a 30% adjustment. And in tailwind, I'm not sure. I'm using a quasar, a sniper, and a quasar. I wasn't even paying attention to what way the wind was blowing. We're getting a little bit of a headwind, a little bit of a head side. I want to try and get more up into this rough area so that I'm trying to get, it looks like I can get about 1.5 rings in that rough area. So my opponent's kind of got their yellow ring wedged in down there. See if they can make it, get in the hole. Get in the hole. Close. Close. I want to try and be like in this area, but I'm not sure if I can get the movement on the ball to get me to the cup, and I can. So it's 4 times 4.1, 533. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I hit the rough. Right where I wanted? No. No, it came out and it did the jog, so it's going to end up to the right of the cup. It was on track and then it stopped there for a second and it fell straight down and then it started forward again and it did that jog. Did the jog. Don't want to see it. You know, as soon as it makes that jog at the top, it's going to miss to the right. It's going to miss. Let me show you the thing here. We'll see if we can get the cup to glow. And it actually went in. I did that one time and the cup just started to glow. I'm gonna try that and see if I can get it to do it again. The cup just barely started to glow and I released and it didn't make it to the cup. It didn't make it. All right, hole number 6. Hole number 6. Let's see what we got in store for us here. All right. So Dunner and I were actually trying a shot. Which way's the wind blowing here? Because I think, nah, that wind's not helping or hurting us. So with a power 5 ball, trying to get over into this zone and bleed out right here in the front. Then you can hit to this area right here. You got a great shot, but there is a shot going over there. I'm not sure. You need a power 5 ball, and I'm not sure if the topspin boost is necessary. If you have tailwind, it isn't, but you've got to really make sure that you get your wind stuff right, because if you miss that rough, and you can miss that rough, you'll end up in the sand over here. You will. Let's take let's set up 2 bags. Okay, I need the big tapa. Let's bring a sniper. I'll bring a Titan. We'll see what we can get done with the Titan. I am, if the wind is right, I may bring out the, because we could work on the, we'll start off with a berserker. See if I can make it over. See if I can make it over. A zerk. Here we go. Maybe, if I can get an opponent. If I can get an opponent. And I got an opponent. Getting out on the course. Let's go first. I go first. Now we need that topspin boost ball. If we have the extra topspin, let's see if I can get over there. Yep, you can just barely get over there if I use that ball. I'm going to use a Titan. I'm going to use my number 3 bag. Two 4, or excuse me, 2 8. Hitting it perfect. I don't know if it's set up right, but I hit it perfect. I was trying to rush through just to get it over there. The deal is with a 3 power ball with an extra mile or an apocalypse, you're so far forward that you actually have to pull back out of that rough. And anytime you have to pull back to avoid something like that, you're better off, in many cases, bringing your big topper because it has more topspin. And in this particular case, the big topper red line is right about the spot with a 3 power ball, right about the spot you're going to be setting it up with your extra mile and apocalypse, and it's perfect. All right, now what do I have to the cup here? Plus 15%. 3 backspin. 3 backspin and a quarter. Three point 4.02 rings. Getting it perfect. Let's see if I made a good wind adjustment. Oh, nope. But I missed the rough right there, but that hill's so steep that it came off of that fairway as if it was a rough bump. It came off super flat and saved me. So that was an over pull. I should have just did a straight up shot there. It should have been 3.7 rings. Because I just barely clipped the rough and I was just barely in the rough. I'm going to scratch out that plus 15. I'll let my opponent get the win. I need to start tanking some shots, otherwise I'm going to end up qualifying. Today is definitely practice. Because I dropped hole number 3. I did pick up hole number 1, though. I got that in my favor. It's a 2-point swing. Just one drop shot. All right, hole number 7. Hole number 7. What is hole 7? All right. Definitely do not want to end up behind these trees. So the idea is to stay, the farther you stay to the left, the more, draw that line here, you're trying to get on that side of the line. So you can either try for it up close, so if you're barely getting over, just kind of like riding this over into this area so you have a clear shot past the trees, or you're trying to get way down in there. I'm trying to get way down in there. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. Let's see which way. Today we have tailwind. So I'm going to play my number 1 bag with a power 4 ball. The deal is it carries a long ways down in there. So like, let's say you had a 4-mile-an-hour wind and it was 2 rings. It carries like 4 rings. It carries a lot down in the hole. So you got to be careful about leaving the wind in and trying to get lots of distance. It is easy to overshoot it. So I'm not sure how I'm going to play this. It's one of those deals where even if you do a max overpower shot, you might want to at least address the wind. You may take the wind out and do max overpower. Because it's easier to do it's hard when you're doing like 3/4 or you're just trying to set the shot up for max OP is always good if you're going to use overpower. So I got plenty of room. I mean, plenty of room. All the topspin I can muster. And there I've got 4 miles an hour, so phew, I'm gonna take some of that wind out. I'm going to take a ring out. Hit it 1 ring right to the right. And I'm glad I took that ring out. Now if I used one of those 5 power balls with the topspin boost, you don't really need a lot of side spin right there. You could get through that gap onto the other side. I'm not sure if it would change your club range. I've got to be in short iron right here. I'm Kingfisher. I should be in short iron. All right, here we go. And my opponent is right behind the tree, so whether or not they have a lane that goes to those trees, they're so damn close to the underbrush that they're going to have to go around it. Right, where am I at in my club? There's minimum, there's max, so there's min, there's max. So I'm about mid club, which is 1.6 per ring, 1 backspin. So times 3.2 equals divided by 1.6, 2.35 rings. Hitting it perfect. In and out, in and out. I'm going to change my notes. I did a 17.5% adjustment on that, and I am going to change it to a 15. I slightly overpulled it. If I'd hit the flagpole with that speed, it would have went in. and it was a little bit too fast. I will miss my putt again. Let's make sure we don't qualify today. Good game. Putt the ball to win. I'll spread some joy and give my opponent. I don't think we get... No, I think we get chests here if we win. If we just outright win. So I will give my opponent a chest. Spread the joy. Hole number 8. Now my notes on hole number 8 are 5 1/4 backspin, sliver of side spin. Those are my notes. That's it. All right, let's go look at it. Let's go look at it. I don't think there's a rough bump here. There's a shot, and I think it's with a sniper. And I'm not sure if I was using a quasar or a katana. I'm going to start off. I will start off with a katana. Let's go play it. We'll just go play it and see what happens. I don't have anything other than the 5 1/4. I don't know any kind of adjustment at all, so I'm just going to do a straight up 1-to-1. We'll see where we're at. There are several of the holes I did have some base numbers on, based off of the last time I played them. At least on one of the holes today, it was all about placement. I want to be like on this hole. I want to be placed more like where they were after they did their wind adjustment. That's where I want to start off if I can. I want to be as far away from that sand as possible. That sand's it's on a steep ass hill up there, and it's all lipped up. So once you engage the sand, you're definitely getting your rings warped. 5 1/4 backspin, sliver of side spin. And this was a rocket bag. Rocket bag. Where am I at my club? About mid, so it's like 1.4. So 3 divided by 1.4 is 2.14 rings. There's 214 exactly. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if we can get even close. And over pulled it. Make a note. All right. Hole number 8 is in the bag. I'll let my opponent win a chest again. I actually feel good. I did like it. I don't know. There was times when I forfeited shootouts all the time, like when I was filming stuff. But sometimes, if you were really practicing a hole, it was nice to be able to go. You still didn't have your numbers right on it. There were some of them you had everything right, and you just needed to go. You didn't want to burn a hole-in-one on a shootout. Some of them you were still working on, so it was kind of nice to be able to go take the shootouts. I don't really like the idea that we can play and we don't get a chest. Hole number 9. Hole number 9. All right, I am trying to get let's see which way the wind's blowing. That wind's kind of helping us. I'm gonna bring one of those power 4 balls again, and I'm gonna see I'm really trying to get out there. I should have bought when those Power 5 balls were out, those Toss-Man Boost Power 5s, I should have bought a bigger pack. What was I thinking? Mr. Dunner bought me a pack for my account. Thank you, Mr. Dunner. And I bought a pack for Odd Odds. So Odd Odds got some 4 Powerballs in it. Hey, don't shoot me, man. I'm just the messenger. Playdemic's the ball manufacturer. Power 4 ball. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if they can get their bounces right. Bounce number 1 in the fairway. Bounce number 2 hits the fairway. They're in good shape. In the sand. Amazonian ball. And we're going to take bag number 1. Two, 4. Let's see if we can split the gap. Let's see if we can get lucky and hit that fairway. I hit it 1 ring great to the right. Nope, just a little short. Needed a 5 power ball right there. Needed a 5 power or a bigger tailwind, just enough to make that second bounce so that it hits that fairway. Then you can, I was on the right trajectory, I just didn't have quite enough oomph. Now there is a rough bump that they could do there if they had enough topspin. If you had a Spitfire, you have enough topspin, you can do it. With a Nirvana, I think that rough bump, there's one of these holes that a Nirvana is just not quite enough, and this might be the one. It doesn't have quite enough topspin. I think it needs like 60 and it only has like 50 something. Nirvana. There's max. There's max. There's mid. So I'm in that 2.5 per ring range. So it's about 1 ring. A little teeny bit more, because we are definitely downhill. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if I made that right. Just a bit outside, didn't pull it quite enough. Didn't pull it quite enough. Close, close. Or did I slightly overpull it? One of the two. It's bound to be one of the two. The way that it looked right there at the very end, I think I don't know. I think I didn't pull it enough. It was definitely downhill though. And I could tell it was downhill because I couldn't get any closer to my ring set than what I was right there. Like you can zoom into it sometimes where you can count the blades of grass. And if you can get that close to it, you know you're uphill. But when you can't get close to it at all, you know you're downhill. All right. Not going to make it. Excellent. Good practice round. Started off good, and then it all went downhill from there. There we have it. So I think I don't see really any big gimmies out here. So we've got a pretty good course. I do think that picking up at least a couple shots around is what we're going to need to be getting in order to be in the conversation. So we should be looking at 28s to 30s this week. We'll see how it goes as the week goes on. Thanks for watching.